You are welcome to From Single to Married with Zohe. Today, I'll be discussing something very important with eligible singles who are 30 years and above. This class of single requires a very serious attention. Why? Because many people that falls into this category are fully frustrated and depressed. In most cases, many of them have allowed the opinion of the community to take over them. You know the way people in the community think. When are you getting married? Your mates are getting married. You are 30, you should be married, and so on. One major thing you need to know is this: the community does not care about you. The best the community can do for you is to put you under unnecessary frustration. And this is the truth. When you don't know the truth, you will bow to the opinion of the community and you will totally end up in frustration. The actual truth is this: many of these class of single believe they are under a generational curse. One village witch is after them. They have one special problem. So in most cases, many of them are even seeking for spiritual help in order to be connected to their life partner and to be settled. You see, Africans are so fast in spiritualizing issues. And that's why, in most cases, they don't get solution to their problems. In most cases. You see, it is not all problems that are spiritual. I'm not saying there are no spiritual problems, but let me say this. The major problem a lot of singles are facing is actually mental issue. And that's the truth. So in most cases, they go from one prayer mountain to another, from one pastor to another, sow seed, sacrifice, and so on. And yet their situation remains the same. And at a certain time, somebody will just come across their path and just say, let me just go, let me just go. They just get married to anyone that comes across their path. And before you know it, in a few years, the marriage scattered. I would like to tell you today that there is actually the right way to get things right. In most cases, the problem with this class of people is actually mental and not spiritual. There are a lot of them who have not even discovered themselves. They've not found themselves and they are looking for a life partner. Many of them don't even know anything about their responsibility when it comes to choosing a life partner and settling down. Many of them are not even prepared for the courtship stage, not to now talk of marriage. See, the assumption that what is written is the assumption that has killed a lot of people. Some people just believe that their marital settlement is settled already, so it will just happen by luck. You see, any good thing that will happen here on earth is made happen by the beneficiary taking the required responsibility. If you are doubting what I'm saying, just gather like 10 singles or 5 singles and begin to ask them questions about their part when it comes to choosing a life partner, what they should check. Ask them a few questions about marriage. You will observe that truly many of them are not even ready for marriage at all mentally. They are only ready physically because they have a physical stature. Some are ready because they have a good job. They are done with school. They are independent. So that's what makes some people think they have a problem. Because you are working, you have a physical stature that somebody can say, okay, you are big enough to go and marry now. You have a job that is paying you well. And the next thing you think is marriage. And you think marriage should just happen automatically. So when marriage is now not happening automatically, you begin to see yourself as you have a problem. And the community will never help you. They will help you to magnify your problem. If you really want to get things right, you need to understand that there are things you need to know that you don't know, and you need to position yourself to start learning those things. how do you expect God to say to you? You are yet to really find who you are, your interest, your value, your purpose. And you want to go into marriage and you think God will just say to you automatically. Now, how do you know the kind of person you should go into marriage with when you don't even understand who you are? What interests you? What is it you don't like in people? You cannot just marry any other person. So today, I just want to encourage many of you to give mental preparation a chance. You need to work on yourself. And some of this class of people, they have some kind of bad character and attitude they have not dealt with. I'm not saying everybody, I'm saying some. Some have gone through some form of heartbreaks in various relationships that the trauma is controlling their life and they've not even worked on themselves. And yet they are finding a right life partner to go into a marriage that they want to achieve success in. How possible is that? Don't you know that when you suffer heartbreaks or some situation that has happened in your life that are negative situation, you need to be worked upon in order to get over those things. You need to be worked upon. These are part of your preparation mentally for marriage. How can I find my partner? Where can I find my partner? What should I check when I meet someone? What are the questions I need to ask when I meet someone? How long should I observe the person before we go into a relationship? These are things you must be equipped with. It's not guesswork. I can assure you that meeting someone in just 5 minutes, you can know who the person is. You don't need to spend 2 years with people before you know who they are. Some things, you see, there are some things in the next 5 minutes you can begin to hear from them. You will know that this one, zero. But the truth is this: when you have not equipped yourself mentally, how do you know the wrong person from the right person? A lot of singles have been a victim of chameleon. People who are painting themselves as what they are not. And they keep taking advantage of you. Some of you, they take advantage of you financially, sexually, materially, and so on. Because you have not equipped yourself with the right mindset that is needed to really identify a chameleon. Worry does not solve problem, because I know majority of the people in this class are fully worried. But let me say this: worry does not solve problem. There is no problem on earth that worry has ever solved, and it will never happen. The only way to solve your problem is by going in pursuit of wisdom. What do I need to do? You need to first see. Spiritual preparation is not the only thing you need. When it comes to choosing a life partner, you need wisdom more than anything else. So you are praying, you are fasting, you are going to church, you are sowing seed. You are not prepared. That's only one aspect. How do you identify a right partner? The responsibility of singles in being connected to their life partner differs when it comes to male and female. How do I know which one is my part? Where you can meet your partner, there are like 6 to 9 different places. How many do you know? This is who I am. This is my strength. This is my weakness. What are you doing concerning your weakness? How are you taking advantage of your strength? This is the bad character I think I have. What are you doing concerning those bad character? Somebody can see you today, and just because you are beautiful or handsome, can decide to go into marriage with you. Your beauty or your handsomeness can qualify you to go into marriage, but it won't sustain you in marriage. So what are you doing in order to stay long in marriage and in order to enjoy marriage? Because when your beauty or handsomeness takes you into your marriage, your character, your attitude, and your wisdom is what keeps you in marriage. What are you doing now? What are you doing now? So you see, when you know better, you will do better. Many of you need to really place yourself under mentorship. Many of you need to seek for counsel and open your whole life like this. This is my life. What do you think is wrong? At this stage, you should know, am I the one to search? How do I search? Where can I search? Am I the one to position? How do I position? What do I need to know? Where can I position? You see, the assumption that your marital connection will just happen is a lie from the pit of hell. That's the truth. Just as you cannot become a millionaire suddenly by praying, you can't get things right just like that. You know, you must have heard people talk about miracle marriage. Let me say this: the authentic miracle marriage is between two people who have worked on themselves and they are now connected by God to each other. They won't take time before they settle down because they've worked. So when they meet, it is easy for them to reason, agree, relate. So what are they waiting for? In 3 months, they can go ahead and get married. People hear testimony of miracle marriage on altars today. They now jump into the hand of the wrong person because they want miracle marriage as well. If you are not prepared mentally for that kind of connection, you are going to miss it big time. So I'm here to tell you, worry will not solve your marital connection issue. It is understanding that there is a responsibility I must take, which start from discovering myself, which start from knowing what part am I playing in making this a reality. A man's responsibility is to search. A man that will search, there are things you must do. You must understand where to look. You must understand physical preparation, mental preparation. You must even understand how to approach. You must understand the first thing to do when you approach. You must understand the next thing to do after you approach. There is a way they do things. You don't meet somebody in the morning and start telling the person love in the evening. It's an error. There is a way to collect the number of the sister. There is a way to there's too much you need to learn. And let me say this also: many of these class of people are isolating themselves. You know, when you start getting too worried and you are frustrated, the next thing is they just stay indoors. You see, that period is not the time for you to isolate yourself. It's a time for you to be social. When we talk about social, we are not talking about go to club, enjoy yourself. We are talking about it's a time to relate. You relate with people in your community, in your neighborhood, at work, in church, and many more. The simple message is for you to understand that the miracle marital connection will not just happen by chance. It won't happen because you are praying and fasting. It will happen because you will position yourself to learn what you need to learn, working on yourself, and then God will now connect you. Let me tell you something: causes are real, they are very real. But not everyone is under any form of cause that is holding their marital destiny to ransom. Not everyone. We know that some people came from a kind of family where there are serious issues, serious issues. The great grandfather has done a lot of things, the father, the mother has done a lot of things. So there is serious spiritual. We know. But now, how do you know whether your case is spiritual or not? You don't just assume and begin to fast and pray. Oh Lord, break the yoke. Oh Lord, since you have been praying for the yoke to be destroyed and the cause to be destroyed, has your story changed? What many people are doing is simply using stomach ache drug for headache. You can't cure the problem that way. In order to solve the issue of life, you must work with a certain precision. You need accuracy. You need to understand, is my issue spiritual or is my issue mental? You don't guess. But I can tell you that the issue of so many, even though you are in Africa, there is a lot of wickedness. There is a lot of story that has happened before you actually came into this world. The truth is, the problem of many is actually mental. Some can be mental and spiritual, but most people, it is actually mental. It is actually. How do you pass an examination when you are not prepared for the examination? How do you pass the examination? Even a lady that is sleeping with the lecturer will still try to read during exam and still write something. No, No. We need to wake up. So I just want to tell you today, all you need is to understand that you have a part to play, you have a responsibility to play, and it's not just fasting and prayer. There are so many people in this class who have not picked up one book to read on becoming a better person, on how to choose a life partner, how to meet my life partner, and so on. They've not picked one book to read. They've not. See, it is Africans that joke with counseling and mentorship. Don't be surprised that the developed nation people are doing very fine because any small thing they are going for therapy, any small thing they are going for counseling. But in Africa, people will rather keep their issue to themselves than seeking. So it is when we sit down one on one and we begin to ask questions that we are going to know, oh, your issue is spiritual. Oh, your issue is mental. Oh, your issue is both spiritual and mental. Now, every of this issue has a wise way out of it. But what I'm trying to tell, many of you need to seek for counsel in order to know the exact problem. You can't continue to work on assumption and expect to get things right. That is the truth. Stop thinking your marital breakthrough will just show up like a flash. It's a lie. It won't just show up. You need to know the problem you are facing. The responsibility you are expected to be taking that you are not taking. You need to know it. So I'm saying this to you. You know, some people will tell you must get married before 30, you must get. I don't know where they got that one from. One thing I know is this. When you are not prepared for marriage, you are not qualified to get married. Even if it is age 40, if you are not prepared for marriage, you are not qualified to get married. If you are 23 and you are prepared for marriage because you have equipped yourself mentally, you will enjoy marriage even by marrying at age 23. So it's not about age, it's about your preparation. There are people you can go into marriage with. There are people you should not go into marriage with. You are a certain kind of person. Your personality, your vision determines who you can go into marriage with. You can't just jump into marriage with any other person. This is how people feel. So you must discover who am I. That determines the kind of person you can go into marriage with. Anyway, if you are in that category and you would like to talk with me, my number is here. Just send me a message on WhatsApp and let's create time to discuss. I'm interested in helping you, and God is interested in helping you. But at least hearing from you, relating with you, will help us to know what exactly is missing. Some people issue is strictly spiritual, I agree. Because if your problem is spiritual and mental, and you're just working on mental, the problem will still remain. Some people issue is both. Some people issue is not spiritual, it's mental. Some people issue is mental, not spiritual. But you don't assume this is the problem. But no matter what, you need mental preparation. So this message is such a charge to those who are 30 years plus. Stop getting frustrated. Stop getting worried. You won't solve your problem that way. Let's discuss what is happening around you so that we can know what is the problem and we begin to enlighten you on what to do. So feel free to talk to me and I'll be available to help you.